Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is just a few weeks away. Some of you may already know about this game due to its, shall we say, divisive trailer reactions the game has seen so far. The public reactions to the game's first couple of trailers were so negative, in fact, that the game was delayed about 9 months from May 26, 2023 all the way to February 2nd, 2024. And you won't find a shortage of videos discussing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and the large majority of them are people saying the game will be bad, or that it's not the game they wanted from the god-tier game development company Rocksteady. But we will go more into the criticisms and the negative opinions of the game and its trailers later in the video. For now, I want to give a little backstory for the people who have no idea what this game is about, and for those of you who have never heard of Rocksteady before. So let's briefly go over who Rocksteady is and why the fans are so passionate about their games. It all starts back in 2009 when Rocksteady released the major blockbuster success Batman Arkham Asylum. When Arkham Asylum came out, it was incredibly well received, and even to this day still holds a rating of overwhelmingly positive on Steam with over 40,000 total reviews. It also holds an IGN rating of 9.3, a Metacritic score of 92, and even an IMDb score of 9.1 if that matters to you. I won't go too into detail, but that game essentially revolutionized combat by taking the Assassin's Creed style combat and turning it up to 11 by making it even more fast-paced, giving you a counter button, and letting you free-flow moves together to stack up a hit combo counter as well. As well as the game also gave you stunning graphics on console and incredible showcases of the now obsolete PhysX technology from NVIDIA on the PC side. All of that while delivering an immaculate story with lore-accurate references to the Batman universe and the comics, and containing amazing gameplay mechanics with superb level design that really lets you feel like the Batman. Arkham Asylum had created an instant success. The people were loving it, and so of course Rocksteady had to make other Arkham games. They went on to make 2 other groundbreaking games, and 1 game that was kind of mixed, but that brings us to the current day Rocksteady, the version of Rocksteady that brought us Batman Arkham Knight. And if we look at Arkham Knight, setting aside the PC performance issues, which were, oh my god, just so bad, Arkham Knight is still to this day one of the best looking games to ever release. For instance, before I tell you when the game released, take a look at this gameplay here. Look at the insane level of detail, the ridiculous texture quality, the lack of pop-in, the smooth loading as you launch across the map, the smallest details like the rain flicking off of Batman's cape when he jumps off of his perch while it's raining, the amazing detail in the characters with destructible environments, and again, the addition of the now old NVIDIA PhysX technology, letting the entire world feel more real and alive. When would you guess this game released? 2018? 2019? 2020? Nope. This game came out in 2015. This was and still is one of the best looking games from that generation, and you could very easily release that game today with only minor adjustments and it would fit right in. It was made on Unreal Engine 3 and it was just insane looking for that time, and honestly is still better looking than some modern games today. Starfield. And with every installment of the Arkham series brought the same core values that Rocksteady had back with Arkham Asylum. They have always had focus on giving the players an amazing story, while also giving players a fun sandbox of weapons and gadgets to use while they venture off in different locations solving puzzles and beating up bad guys, be it in the Arkham Asylum or the whole city of Arkham. So with all of that, Rocksteady is held in very, very high regard amongst the gaming community. They have proven that they are one of the few who truly care about the player experience and has what it takes to not only push gameplay to the next level, but that they can also push technology to the next level with next-gen features. But what about this new game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Rocksteady is still at the helm of this new game, but it seems that Suicide Squad isn't going to be like the Arkham series, but that isn't inherently a bad thing. If we go by what they claim on paper and what they've said in the trailers for the game so far, it will still have a focus on story like the previous Arkham games, and it's actually still set in the Arkham universe, 5 years after Arkham Knight apparently. It has a focus on story and cutscenes with lots of little references to the Justice League and the DC universe. The major difference though is the gameplay, and the overall play style of the game, the gameplay loop. While the Batman Arkham games were single-player, story-focused games with close-quarters melee combat as the focus, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is an open-world, live-service looter shooter with optional 4-player online co-op. It seems to be similar to games like Borderlands or Destiny or like Anthem or Outriders, those kind of games. It will include 4 playable characters with their own unique abilities, with different kinds of guns, armor, and items to earn that give you different stats or affect your character in different ways, while also offering like skill trees that let you customize each playable character to your own preferred playstyle. Recently, Rocksteady has also put out a few insider videos where they go over some of the story elements and some of the supporting story characters as well. They've really tried to recapture the narrative that Suicide Squad has the same focus on story that the Arkham games had, even if it isn't a single-player game and has a different gameplay loop. They want that connection back. But some people seem to be set in their ways, honestly, sold on the idea that it's just going to flop or is the most recent example of a live service cash grab. And while of course I can see the red flags that people have raised with Suicide Squad, like the fact that the game has a battle pass and a store page and it's, a games as a service kind of game, I also want to believe in Rocksteady's abilities. This is where I want to share my opinion on the game. As someone who has extensive experience in the looter shooter genre, whether it's Destiny 1 or 2, Borderlands, Anthem, Outriders, or The Division, I love looter shooters, or even just games with loot in them in general, like Diablo or the new Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. And I honestly think that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has a chance to be an incredible experience for those of us who do enjoy farming and grinding for gear to complete our builds, or doing fun, challenging dungeons or missions with our friends, or for those of us who maybe have a slight loot addiction and are totally under control of our hoarding, we promise. But like I mentioned earlier, the game has 4 playable characters: Captain Boomerang, King Shark, Deadshot, and the one and only Harley Quinn. King Shark is one of the close quarters combat characters with melee and shotguns, similar to the Titan from Destiny or the Colossus from Anthem. He's just the tank. Deadshot is the rifleman who prefers range with assault rifles and snipers, and seems to be similar to the Ranger from Anthem, or possibly even the Technomancer from Outriders, or like a mixture of Axton and Zero from Borderlands 2 but with like a cool jetpack. Harley Quinn is another close quarters combat character, but she's not a tank. She's fast and light and features a bat as her melee weapon of choice and a grappling hook to zoop around the map with. So if you do want it to feel like a Batman game, you might want to play as her, because she's literally using Batman's gadgets. And finally, Captain Boomerang is the speedster. He's essentially the trickster from Outriders, sort of the siren from Borderlands. He's all about speed, teleporting around with a shotgun or SMGs, and looks absolutely crazy. I'm going to main Boomerang so hard. Well, assuming they don't trickster him from Outriders and just nerf him into the ground day one. Each character, though, features their own skill tree that looks just like Borderlands, which, if that's the case, you'll be able to make some crazy builds in this game. We know the game features loadouts where you can save your items and gear to swap on the fly as well. And they've shown us that there are different weapon manufacturers that will make each gun feel different. So it's like the Jacobs, Dahl, and Hyperion manufacturers in Borderlands. And same with Destiny as well. They also have their own little, weapon manufacturers as well. And one of the coolest confirmed things about the game is that they will have villain-inspired armor sets. These gear sets will basically take the essence of a certain villain and give you their powers on top of your normal skills as well, which makes it sound like it's going to be in the same vein as Diablo or the Division gear sets, where the more pieces of a certain set that you find, the more bonuses you will have from that set. The bonuses are centered around different playstyles as well, so it can really enhance that playstyle even further. So if you like sniping and want to do headshots, there might be like a headshot-based set. And there seems to be a focus on weapon customization with different skins, but also possibly different attachments as well, with characters like Penguin who can craft new weapons for you, or I guess place the order for the new weapon parts, or Toyman, who is the gear specialist of the game. They are where you can get new mods for your gear and character, but also change your gear into a whole new type of weapon, it seems, as well. And then there's Hack. She is who you talk to in order to upgrade your skill tree in the game, it seems, or possibly to unlock new trees of your skill tree. I'm not quite sure what she actually does just yet. Plus, there are other characters they've mentioned that are spoilery, so we won't go into them here though. So overall, it seems like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has potential to become the next Borderlands or Destiny. I'm not going to call it a Destiny killer because Bungie is doing a fantastic job of that on their own. They don't really need help doing that. But I think this game has a huge potential to be amazing and still hold those core values that Rocksteady is known for with Arkham, while also expanding their realm to a different style of game. It seems that a lot of the negative opinions about this game is based around the fact that these die-hard Rocksteady fans were eagerly awaiting a sequel to the Arkham games or like a Superman game, but now we're getting something completely different and it's going to be their main focus for the next few years. But in my opinion, and I'm probably biased because I love looter shooters, I am going in cautiously optimistic. Now, this game might end up like a Starfield or like an Outriders or an Anthem, F's in the comments for Anthem, screw you EA, or it could end up like an Avatar, a Destiny 1, a Borderlands, or even a Division 1, where it might have a rough launch, but I do have faith that they will fix or add whatever they need to in order to make it the best game they can. With it being a live service games as a service kind of game, they have plenty of time to add more and more content to the game as time goes on. And to me, that's the most important thing. As long as they have plenty of missions or dungeons or strikes or strongholds or maybe even raids that we can do or like public events, that's all I want. That's all I need to be happy. So those are my thoughts. That's an optimistic perspective of the new Suicide Squad game. And that's the mentality that I will be going into this game with. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out and like the video if you enjoyed as well. Thank you so much for watching. Later, nerds!